Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. And as you can see, Sparky's taking a little break back here because it's Labor Day. So, happy Labor Day, everybody. Shall we wake up, Mr. Sparky? Are you ready for an exciting day? Yeah? Are you? Yeah, Sparky says he is completely ready to get started with this fabulous Labor Day. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's got his hand in the air and he is ready to go. Shall we start with a poem from Shel Silverstein, Spark? Okay, so Sparky wants to start with a poem from Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. Spark, I'm going to put you back here so you can enjoy. Okay, and let me get the book. This is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. And this story is called The Invisible Boy. And here we see the invisible boy in his lovely invisible house, feeding a piece of invisible cheese to an invisible mouse. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Will you draw an invisible picture for me? And there it is, the invisible picture of the invisible boy feeding the invisible mouse in an invisible house. So I didn't let you know, but today's theme is Masterpiece Monday. And you might ask, why is it Masterpiece Monday, Sophie? Well, that's because my dear friends Gabriella and Lillian and their mama Rosanna lent me some books, and these books are all about art, which I thought was really cool. So it's Masterpiece Monday, everybody. So let's get started, shall we? The first book that I'm going to read you is Kenya's Art. But before we do that, you're right, Sparky, I completely forgot to say hello. You know, I gotta tell you, it's really hot here in San Francisco and it is affecting my head. So let's say hello, shall we? Hello, how are you? Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, hello, how are you? I'm just fine today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, it is really hot. So why don't we stick our tongues out like, doggies do? Doggies do that to, to cool themselves off. Let's go like this. Pant like a doggy. And pant like a doggy. Pant like a doggy. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, and how about we do this? Since it is Masterpiece Monday, let's pretend to paint a picture, shall we? Paint, 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 paint a picture as beautiful as you can, and paint a picture as pretty as you can. Paint a picture as pretty as you can. I'm so glad to see you. Very nice. Okay, so it's really, really hot here. So let's fan ourselves. Fan, 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 fan your face and fan, fan, fan. Fan your face and fan, 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 fan your face. I'm so glad to see you. And yes, I know it's hot, but you know what? Let's still make some funny faces, shall we? So let's make some hot funny faces. Oh my gosh, like this. Make a funny face, funny as you can, and make a funny face, funny as you can. Make a funny face, funny as you can. I'm so glad to see you. I know, Sparky. Sparky says, let's get the day started, Sophie. I can't wait to get to these picture books. All right, let's get started by waving hello. Here we go. Hello, how are you? Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, hello, how are you? I'm just fine today. There you go, Spark. We're ready to begin. And now I'm going to turn to my first book, which comes to me from my friends Gabriella and Lillian and their mama Rosanna, and it's called Kenya's Art. And I love this. It says, recycle, reuse, make art. Kenya's Art. And this is by Linda Trice with illustrations by Hazel Mitchell. Kenya's Art. Recycle, reuse, make art. I can tell that Sparky is super excited about this, aren't you, Spark? Because Sparky loves to make art. Don't you, Spark? Okay, let's get going. I love that it's recycle, reuse, make art. Kenya's Art by Linda Trice with illustrations by Hazel Mitchell. Kenya's Art. This is dedicated to the Simon sisters, Bryce, Genevieve, and Rise, and to those who inspire with art everywhere. Oh, look, there's a sister, and here's our friend Kenya. Let's see, take a picture. Why are you playing with that old airplane? Mosi asks. It's my prize, Kenya said. I won it in my art class. That was 2 years ago, Mosi says. Kenya, I asked you to get rid of your broken toys, Mom said. But I won this airplane, Mom, Kenya replied. The art teacher said my drawing was the most original. It only has one wing, Mom said. Get rid of all your broken toys, even that airplane. Then ask Daddy to help you with your school project. I'm taking Mosey to her friend's party. That's why Mosey had a bag. She's going to a birthday party. Lucky Mosey. Daddy, I need help with my homework, Kenya said. Well, what do you have to do? He asked. I have to tell the class what I did during my spring vacation, Kenya said. I haven't done anything. Well, it's time for me to take the towels out of the dryer, Daddy said. I can teach you how to fold them. That's not fun, Kenya said. Well, you could learn how to match clean socks, Daddy said with a smile. Daddy, you're silly, Kenya said. Let's go to the park, Daddy said. Maybe we can find something there. It's nice that Daddy's doing the laundry, isn't it? On the way to the park, Daddy and Kenya saw the twins, Genevieve and Bryce, with their new puppy. Sit, Jack, Bryce said. He did. We taught him this during spring vacation, Genevieve said. Wow, Kenya said. What did you do, Kenya? Genevieve asked. Nothing, Kenya said. It's neat to have a new puppy, isn't it? Daddy and Kenya sat on the park bench. What's that loud noise? Kenya asked. Noah marched up to them, blowing his trumpet. I took music lessons during spring vacation, he said. What did you do, Kenya? Nothing, Kenya said. I won a prize at soccer camp, Marie said as she kicked her ball. What did you do, Kenya? Nothing, Kenya said. My, poor Kenya. I have a hard time believing she did nothing over spring vacation. I want to go to vacation camp, Kenya told Daddy. They're over by now, Daddy said. Can I get a kitten? Kenya asked. I could teach him how to sit and fetch and I could win a prize. You are not getting a kitten, Daddy said, laughing. But I need something to show in class on Monday, Kenya said. Well, we'll take a tour of the museum, Daddy said. You can tell your class what you learned. Look at that beautiful museum. That's a cool museum. Daddy and Kenya followed Mrs. Alvarez, the museum guide, to the recycling exhibit. Did you know that recycle can mean reusing something instead of throwing it into a bin? Ms. Alvarez asked. People reuse all sorts of things, she said. Look at this quilt. It was made from pieces of recycled cloth. Oh, my grandma made a quilt from our old clothes, Kenya told Miss Alvarez. Oh, you have a very smart grandmother, Ms. Alvarez said. She knows that quilts are useful because they can keep you warm. My grandmother and my mom used to make quilts when I was a little girl. Ms. Alvarez showed them some plastic water bottles that were glued together with colorful streamers around them. This artist recycled used bottles and makes something to look at. It's not useful, It's art.
Whoa, that's a thingamabob, Kenya whispered to Dad. My art teacher said a thingamabob is something creative that doesn't have another name.
Oh, you don't have to throw everything away, Ms. Alvarez says. Is it clean? Is it safe to use? Can you make something useful from it or make it into art? Recycle, reuse, make art. Isn't that interesting? Those are some good things to remember, though. Make sure it's clean and make sure it's safe before you recycle, reuse, and make art. Recycle, reuse, make art, Kenya and her daddy chanted as they walked home. Recycle, reuse, make art. Recycle, reuse, make art. Suddenly, Kenya knew what she could do for her spring vacation project, and she told Daddy her idea. Well, that's great, he said. The whole family can do it together. Do you have an idea what might be doing? Let's see.
The museum guide told us that we can recycle items to make useful things or fun art,
Kenya told Mom and Mosey. Let's all recycle, reuse, make art, Daddy said. Kenya found toys that she didn't play with anymore, and she brought them into the kitchen.
They're all clean and safe to use, she said. A toy truck that had only one wheel and a doll with no hair.
Oh, nobody wants those toys, Mom said. But maybe they can make them into something new, huh? Recycle, reuse, make art, Kenya and Daddy sang as the family worked. Mom found an old picture frame. She painted it and glued beads from a broken necklace around the edges. I made something useful, Mom said. Kenya touched the pretty frame and said,
I can hardly see the scratches.
I cut out pieces of an old magazine and glued them on construction paper, Mosey said. Oh, it's a card for your friend, Mom said. Oh, you made something useful, Mosey, Daddy said. So far, that's 2 things that the family's made. Daddy made a face on a paper plate. He glued buttons for eyes and a paper flower for a nose and a broken barrette for the mouth. And he added one of his old ties. What's me? He said. I made art.
It doesn't look anything like you, Kenya said. Daddy, you're silly.
Sometimes daddies can be silly like that, can't they? Kenya stuck broken toys into colored clay. And then she added the airplane with the missing wing. And then she tied everything together with string and hair ribbons. I made art too, she said. Oh, it's original, Mom said as she looked at it. It's creative, Daddy said. I made a thingamabob, Kenya said. It's something that has no other name. Oh, and you got rid of your broken toys too, Mom said. Good job, Kenya. Well, you can tell your class that you learned to recycle, reuse, and make art during your spring vacation, Daddy said. Isn't that great? How was everyone's vacation? Ms. Garcia asked the class on Monday.
I read 3 books,
Ava said. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Mrs. Garcia said.
I went to Florida and picked oranges in my grandma's backyard, Debbie said.
Thanks, everyone said as they shared the oranges. I milked cows all by myself, Josh said. Wow, everyone said. Kenya didn't say anything. She just smiled. What did you do, Kenya? Mrs. Garcia asked.
I learned to recycle, reuse, and make art at the museum, Kenya said.
Did you make anything, Kenya? Mrs. Garcia asked.
I made a thingamabob, Kenya said. I can show everyone how to make one.
Look at that. Daddy had to use a cart to bring it in. That is so fun, isn't it? And that is Kenya's Art, Recycle, Reuse, Make Art by Linda Trice with illustrations by Hazel Mitchell. Such a great book, isn't it? And I love the back here. You see that beautiful picture frame that Mommy made. Maybe today, if you have a day off, maybe you could recycle, reuse, and make art. I know I love to do that. Well, I'm going to recycle a song right now. And this is a very, very special song. And if you go to the show notes, you will see that I have given you a link to the person who actually sang this song originally. I have to give him kudos because he's probably one of the great performers, one of the greatest performers that we've had. His name is Louis Armstrong, and he sang a song called Wonderful World. And I'm going to sing it for you now because I think it's a really special song, especially for Labor Day. I think people need to look at each other and be friends with each other. I don't do it anywhere nearly as good as Louis Armstrong, though. So please, after my show, go check out the show links and click on that and go see Louis Armstrong do it because, man, is he amazing. This is called Wonderful World. I see trees are green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies are blue and clouds are white, a bright blessed day, a dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. You know, we really do live in a wonderful world. If we could all just make art together and shake hands and say, how do you do, and I love you, could it be even a more wonderful world? Do go watch Louis Armstrong, though. Man, he sings this song so beautifully. Okay, Max, are you ready for the next one? Max! I just called you Max. And you know why I called you Max? Are you upset that I called you Max, Sparky? Yes, I'm so sorry. Do you know why I called you Max? I called you Max because the next book's name is Max and Art. Would you like to see? Will you forgive me? Okay, thank you. Actually, it's called Art and Max. And this is by David Wiesner. Now, David Wiesner is a 3-time Caldecott winner, and he's amazing. His illustrations are awesome. Wait till you see these illustrations. The stories are really kind of wild and crazy. And so I hope you enjoy this one as much as I do. This is called Art and Max by David Wiesner. And just look at that picture. Isn't that amazing? And this comes to us from Gabriella and Lillian and their mama Rosanna. It's just an amazing book. Art and Max. Art looks very, 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 very serious, doesn't he? And Max looks like he's having fun. Art and Max. check him out. There he is, he's running. And this is by David Wiesner, both the illustrations and the story. And this is dedicated to Dinah. Art and Max by David Wiesner. So look, he's painting a picture, and here comes Max. Let's see what he has to say. Uh-oh! Careful, Max!
Hey, Art, that's great!
The name is Arthur.
I can paint too, Arthur.
You, Max? Don't be ridiculous. Oh dear. Look what happened there. He looks very depressed, doesn't he? So Arthur says, "Oh, all right. Just don't get in the way."
Uh-oh. Arthur? What should I paint?
Well, you could paint me.
You? Really?
Uh-oh. Oh, goodness, what are you doing?
I'm painting you.
Sometimes you have to be careful with your words, don't you? He took him literally, which means at his word.
Ta-da! What do you think?
Oh, this is preposterous.
Oh, turn around. I missed a spot.
Max! Max! Max!
I don't think Arthur is very happy with being painted.
Bah! Oh my goodness, look what happened. All of his scales went flying.
Wow!
Oh, Max, what have you done? Oh, look. Max went and got a fan. I wonder what's going to happen when he brings the fan. I could use a fan. It's very hot right here. Oh, no, look what happened. He blew all the color away. Oh, I feel strange.
Have a drink of water. Here, I'll get some more.
Oh dear, look what's happening. He's drinking the water, and what's happening there? All the color seems to be coming back. The color didn't come back. It came out his bottom.
Oh!
And look, it just left an outline. Oh dear, look. Look at that outline. Oh my goodness. I don't think that Arthur's going to be very happy about that.
Hold on, Art.
It's Arthur.
Don't go.
Uh-oh. I think Arthur has had it. But look, Max is holding on to the tail. Here, let me show you. Let me get that in there. Look, 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 look. And he's pulling and pulling and pulling, and as Arthur runs away, he disappears into a big ball of string.
Arthur?
Not much left of Arthur, is there?
Ha! Okay, here goes.
What do you think Max is going to do there? Looks like he's using the wire like a sculpture.
Oh, more detail, I think.
I don't think Arthur quite looks like himself yet, do you? Look at the other lizards. They're just like...
Yes, pointy bits like this. How's that?
Oh, acceptable, I suppose. But don't forget my foot. Come back here. You're not finished. Now what?
Just hold still, Arthur. What do you think's going to happen next? Whoa! Look at all that paint.
Fascinating.
Yes! Yay! Let's paint some more!
All right, Max, let's get started.
Look at that fabulous painting. Can you see that? He kind of turned him into a pointillist painting. That's pretty cool. Pointillist is tiny little bits of paint. Whoa! Look at them both painting.
That's pretty wild, huh? And this is called Art and Max by David Wiesner.
If you can pick this book up, this is an amazing book. I mean, if you can look at the pictures straight on and really absorb them, they're amazing, you guys. I mean, they're just awe-inspiring and makes me want to kind of create art around this book. So I've got Kenya's art that is telling me to recycle, reuse, and make art. And then this book, which is inspiring me to create art in different ways. So hopefully for our Masterpiece Monday, you are feeling inspired to make art. Now, that story is a little crazy, wasn't it? That's right. And because it's a little crazy, I think we better sing a crazy song. Does that sound good to you, Spark? So on this song, we're going to say, boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. So when we go, boom, boom, you can clap your knees. You can go, boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. And you can make your arms go all over your head. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Silly and foolish all day long. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Thank you, Sparky, for showing everybody how to do that. Now I'm going to put you back up here so you can dance, and I will sing. So this goes like this. A horse, a flea, and 3 blind mice sat on a curbside playing dice. The horse, he slipped and fell on the flea. Whoops, said the flea, there's a horse on me. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Silly and foolish all day long. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Way down south where bananas grow, we stepped on an elephant's toe. The elephant cried with tears in his eyes, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Silly and foolish all day long. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Way up north where it's cold and snow, there lived a penguin, his name was Joe. He got so tired of black and white, he wore pink slacks to the dance last night. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Silly and foolish all day long. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy. I think it's fun to be crazy, especially when it's hot. You can go outside, turn on the water, and really be crazy. What do you think, Spark? You want to go outside and get wet? No, you don't like to get wet. Sparky doesn't like to get wet, do you? Because you're a stuffed animal. And then you have to sit out and dry. Although it's so hot out there that you might dry up really quickly. No, okay. Well, I won't get you wet then. Well, would you like to hear one last story? Okay, so we are going to read you a story from A.A. Milne's when we were very young. And this is called The Alchemist. Now you might be saying, well, why is an alchemist a masterpiece? Well, alchemy is the art and science of creating something out of nothing and like making it all brand new and special. So I thought that kind of worked with our masterpiece theory or idea, whatever you want to call it. The Alchemist by A.A. Milne, when we were very young, with decorations by Ernest H. Shepard. I always like to show you this one. She's kicking her little shoe off on the front there. Now, these are always tiny, tiny little pictures, so let me show you the tiny little picture there. There he is. That's the Alchemist. He's sort of kind of like a wizard, like from Harry Potter. There lives an old man at the top of the street, and the end of his beard reaches down to his feet. and he's just the one person I'm longing to meet. I think that he sounds so exciting. For he talks all the day to his tortoise-shell cat, and he asks about this and explains about that. And at night he puts on a big wide-awake hat and sits in the writing room writing. He has worked all his life, and he's terribly old, at a wonderful spell which says, "Lo and behold, your nursery fender is gold!" And it's gold. Or the tongues, or the rod of the curtain. But somehow he hasn't got hold of it quite. Or the liquid you pour on at first isn't right. So that's why he's working at it night after night, till he knows he can do it for certain. And that is The Alchemist. Well, everybody, it's the end of another story time. But Sparky and I will be back on Wednesday with more songs and more stories. And thank you to all of my wonderful friends who have loaned me books from their library, because it just is so wonderful to read your stories. I love them. And a lot of you guys have introduced me to very brand new books that I never even knew existed, which I love. But Sparky, are you ready to sing? Okay, so we're going to say goodbye. So Sparky's going to jump in here so that he can play the guitar, because Sparky loves playing the goodbye song, don't you, Spark? Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. Sparky, get your hand up here. And Sparky, who shall we start with today? Let's see. All right, here we go. Never know who we're going to start with, huh? Goodbye, JC. Goodbye, Delilah. Goodbye, Maya. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Isabella. Goodbye, Bella. Goodbye, James. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Gabriella. Goodbye, Lillian. Goodbye, Madeline. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Charlotte. Goodbye, Jalen. Goodbye, Ollie. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Danny. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Frangelica. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Lily. Goodbye, Shelly. Goodbye, Francine. I'll see you all next time. Well played there, Spark. Nicely done. All right. Well, Sparky and I would like to say goodbye, and we will see you on Wednesday. Right, Spark? That's right. So let's give everybody a high five or a high three, shall we? Here's a high three, boop, and a high five, boop. And you going to give me one, Spark? Very good. And if you would like a hug, take one arm, put it on one shoulder, take the other arm, put it around the other shoulder, and squeeze really, 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 really tight. And that's a big hug from me and Sparky to you. All right, everybody, we will see you on Wednesday. Have a happy, happy Labor Day. Enjoy your day off, hopefully, and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.